Hello, dear friends. My name is Ajay Gulati. Welcome to Sri Jain's Rank Zone classes. I am your friend and mentor for the mathematics portion. Dear students, we will be starting with our profit and loss second class today. In the previous class, I discussed all possible basic concepts of profit and loss. Now we will be dealing in specialized questions like you will see what I'm talking about right now. So let's start directly by the questions. I will explain you the concept on the basis of questions itself. Okay. Just give me a small second. See, if an article is sold at 200% profit, then the ratio of its cost price to selling price is, first of all, the CP be, let the CP be 100 rupees. What is the profit then? Then the profit will be 200% means double. Then the profit itself is double of the CP. Okay. Then the SP will be what? Selling price will be sum of these two. CP plus profit, that will be 300 rupees. Okay, then the ratio of cost price to selling prices, we need to find CP over SP, that will be 100 over 200 or 1 by 2. 1 by 3, I'm very sorry, what am I doing? 1 is to 3, that is option 3 is your answer. Okay, let's take the next question. Let's take the next question. An article is sold at a profit of 25%, the selling price be double, the profit percent will be C. Again, let's start with, let CP is equal to 100 rupees. These questions predominantly I'll be basically using CP is equal to 100. The SP is what? Profit is 25%. Okay, profit is equal to 25%. Then I can say that the SP is 125 rupees. Now, if the selling price is doubled, then what will be the new SP? New SP will be double of this multiplied by 2. That will give you 250 rupees. So our SP, let's say, is 250, whereas our CP is 100. Then the profit percent will be how much? First of all, the profit will be 150 rupees, or the profit percent will be, if this is CP and the profit is this much, so it will be automatically this much percent only, 150%. Okay, dear students, let's move to the next part. What will be the percentage profit after selling an article at a certain price if there is a loss of 30% when the article is sold at half of the previous selling price? See, let's see, let's say new selling, let's start with new selling price. New, let's start with old selling price. Okay, old selling price, on old selling price, there is a loss of 30%. It means, let's say, from here, let's say, let's assume the CP to be 100 rupees. Okay, dear students, let's assume CP to be 100. It means old selling price, if there is a 30% loss, old selling price is equal to 70% of CP, that is 70 rupees. Now, what is the new selling price, dear students? New selling price, directly you can say 140, double of this. Okay, so if the new selling price is 40, what was the CP? CP is equal to 100. Then what is the profit? Profit is equal to 40 rupees, or since the CP is 100, you can also say 40% is the profit. Okay, dear students. This is a good question. If the selling price of an article is doubled, then its loss percent is converted into equal profit percent. The loss percent on the article is C. First of all, let's say there are two cases, selling price 1 and selling price 2. Or let's say case 1 and case 2. Here there was some loss, here there is some profit. Okay, let's talk about the selling price. Let's say the selling price here was S. In case 2, the selling price becomes how much? 2S. So far, clear. Okay, now I say assume CP is equal to 100. What is the loss here? Loss is CP minus 100. Here the profit will be, the loss is CP minus, sorry, CP is 100. The loss is CP minus SP. CP minus SP, that way it becomes CP is 100 minus SP is S. Here the profit will be SP minus CP. What is the CP? CP is 100. So that is 2S minus 100. From here what will happen is, well, this minus 100 will come over here. 200 is equal to 2S plus S, or 200 is equal to 3S. Therefore S is equal to 200 by 3. The initial selling price was 200 by say or 66.66. Therefore loss was how much? Loss was 100 minus S, or I can say 100 minus 66.66, that is 33.33, or 33 1 by 3%. This is the way of doing it in detail. Otherwise students, you only need to focus on this part and you will get the answer. Okay, an easy question. Let's take the next one. The marked price of an article is 10% higher than the cost price. Let the CP be 100 rupees. Marked price will be CP plus 10%, that is 110 rupees. A discount of 10% is given. Discount is given how much? Discount is equal to 10% of 110, or discount is equal to 11 rupees. Selling price will be what? Selling price will be marked price minus discount, that is 110 minus 11, that will be 99. In this kind of sale, the seller bears a loss of 1%. An article was 100 rupees. Okay, this is being sold at 99, so loss is equal to 1% borne. This loss is borne by the seller. Option 4. Option 4 is your answer. I hope so far it is clear, dear students. Okay, let's move to the next one. A shopkeeper marks his goods 15% above the cost price but allows 20% discount for cash. His net loss is C. We have done these questions now. CP 100. What will be the mark price? That will be 15% extra. So it becomes 115. Discount is equal to how much? Discount is equal to 20%, or I can say 1/5 of CP. So discount is equal to 1 by 5th of 115. That is equal to 23. Therefore, what is the selling price? Selling price is equal to CP minus discount. What is the CP? 115. Sorry, marked price minus discount. Okay, minus 23, that becomes 92. Therefore there is a loss of 8%. There is a loss of 8%. I hope things are clear so far. Okay, dear students, let's move to the next one. See students, a tradesman marks his good 30% more than the cost price. CP 100. Mark price 30% more, 130. If he allows a discount of 61 by 4%, then his gain percentage. See, what will be the selling price? The selling price will be marked price minus discount. Marked price minus discount means 130 minus the discount. Discount is 61 by 4% of 130 or 25 by 4% of 130. That way I can say 25 by 400%, means divided by 100 into 130, that is 130 minus 130 minus 0 to 0 cancel. If you cancel this by 25, you will get 8, you will get 5 over here, 5 into 30 or 130 minus. Now the SP is 130 minus 5 into 1365 by 8, that is 130 minus 8, 1 by 8, or you can say 21 121 7 by 8. This is the selling price. Okay, so profit is equal to how much? Profit is equal to 21 7 by 8%. Option number 3 is your answer. Okay, dear students, let's move to the next one. Krishna bought a camera and paid 20% less than its original price. He sold it at 40% price on the price he had paid. The percentage of profit earned by Krishna on the original price is C. First of all, let the original price. Let the original price be 100 rupees as usual. Okay, now CP for Krishna is how much? CP for Krishna is 20% less, that is 80 rupees. SP for Krishna, what is the SP for Krishna? CP plus profit. What is the CP? 80 plus 40%, that is 80 rupees plus 40%. What is 40% of 80? See, 10% of 80 is 8, so 40% will be 32. That comes out to be 112 rupees. SP for Krishna. Therefore, profit on actual cost, actual price. What is the actual price? 100 rupees. This is the profit. So this is 12 rupees or 12% quite easily done. I think you must be thorough with these sort of questions now. Can we move to the next part? Let's take a few more, then I'll wind up. This we have done already, okay? Let me see if there are more of this type, otherwise I'll move to the next exercise. Yeah, we have done this type of question. Let's move to the next one. See, next is a dealer sold 3/4 of his articles at, this is 3/4, okay? A dealer sold 3/4 of his articles at a gain of 20% and the remaining at a cost price. The gain percent earned by him in the whole transaction is, let's say, assume that the dealer bought 100 toffees, 100 toffees at a price of 1 rupee each. At a price of 1 rupee each. Okay. So now what happens is total CP is equal to 100 rupees. Now this is broken into two parts. The first part, let's say 3/4 and 1/4. 3/4 means 75 toffees. then remaining is 25 toffees. Okay, 100 toffees for 100 rupees. Okay, so these 75 toffees are sold at a profit of 20% of 7. The cost price of one toffee is 1.2, so therefore 75 toffees are sold at a profit of 20%. It is 1.2 plus 25 as it is. So this becomes 90 plus 25. Total selling price is equal to 115 rupees. Therefore gain is equal to 115 minus 15% gain. I think so far it is clear to everyone. The question is two-thirds of a consignment is sold at 30% profit, one-fourth is sold at 16% profit, and the rest at 12% profit. If a total profit of rupees 75 is earned, then find the value of the consignment. Okay, see, what we will do is we will choose a number of which you can easily find a two-thirds. That means the number must be divisible by 3. Also, for which you can easily find one-fourth also. Okay, so let's that means the number must be divisible by 3 and as well as 4. Let's say the total cost or the number of articles. Suppose number of articles be 12. Okay, why? Because 12 is divisible by 3 as well as by 4. Two-thirds of the consignment out of this 12, let's say two-thirds of the consignment. What is the two-thirds of 12? 8. Okay, then one-fourth of this will be 3. Remaining will be how much? Remaining will be 1. Okay, this two-thirds is sold at a profit of 30%. Let's say, suppose number of articles be 12, cost price of each article. Let cost of each article. Let cost of each article be C. Okay, so the cost will be what? Cost will be obviously 8C, 3C, and 1C. Profit. Profit is equal to 30%. 30% I can say is equal to, let me use a thinner writing tip. Okay, profit is first of all 30%. 30% of 8 means 2.4C. 16% profit, I can directly say the 16% profit means 1.16 into 3C. Oh, sorry, 0.16 into 3C. Or should I write it? Fine, no problem. And the rest is sold at 12% profit. So that means the profit is 0.13. If you add all these, you will get the selling price. The selling price will be 8C plus 2.4C, that is 10.4C. Okay, here you get 1 point, this is 0.16 into 3 will give you 0.48. So 3.48C plus 1.12C. So the total SP will be sum of these 3.48 plus 1.12. That is 4.6. 4.6 plus 10.4 is 15C. Total SP is 15C. Total CP is equal to 12C. Therefore, profit is equal to 3C. Now this 3C is given to us as 75 rupees. So that way C is equal to, you can say, 25, or the value of the consignment. That means CP. Value of the consignment or CP was how much? 12C. That will be equal to 12 into 25, or you can say 300 rupees is your answer. This is your answer. I hope it is clear to all of you. Okay, dear students, should I move to the next one? A man buys a field of agricultural land for 3,60,000. He sells 2/5 at a gain of 25%. Let's say, see, first of all, 3,60,000. This is the CP. Let's do the 2/5 of this. See, what will be 1/5 of this? 72. So 2/5 will be 144. Okay, at what price must he sell the remaining field so as to make an overall profit of 10%? See, this is the CP. Let's say final SP. What will be the final SP? The final SP is to overall profit of 10%. That is, final SP will be 1.1 into 3.6 lakh or 3 lakh 60,000. Okay, dear students, so that will become, if you can do it, 39600. So this 39600 is the selling price. This 2/5 he is selling at some price. This 2/5 is 1,44,000. Let's say the selling price is equal to this plus certain thing will give you 3,96,000. Okay, dear students. Now this is 141 lakh 44. 2/5 will be 1,44,000. This is sold at a gain of 25%. 25% means you multiply by 1.25 plus this part is equal to 3,960. First of all, 2/5 is this. Okay. I think I should write it to make things more easy. Let's say this is SP. I am breaking this number into two parts. This is the total CP first. Okay, is equal to 3,60,000. 144 plus 21600. Okay, now this, how is this sold? This is 144 1,44,000. On this, a profit of 1.25, 25% is made. Plus this is sold at a price X, will give you 3,96,000. This is the thing. This much plus X rupees will give you a total value of 3,96,000. Now, at what price must sell the remaining field so as to make an overall profit of 10%? Let's say this is being sold at a price of X. 144 into 1.25, or I can say 144,000 into 5 by 4 plus X is equal to 3,96,000. If you cancel this by 4, you will get 36. 36 into 5 will be 180 followed by 3 zeros plus X 3,96,000, or I can say X is equal to 396 minus 180, that will give you 216. All these will be followed by 3 zeros, 1 2 3 1 2 3. So this is your answer. This is option number 3. Okay, dear students, this must be clear to all of you. Let's move to the next one. Now let's move to question of the next type. Let's start. An article is sold at a profit of 20%. If had been sold at a profit of 25%, it would have fetched rupees 35 more. The cost price of the article is. See, students, these sort of questions are very easy. See, in each, let's say this is SP1, this is SP2. What is the difference? Article is sold at a profit of 20%. Here the profit is 20%. Had it been sold at a profit of 25%, so how much is being added? Here an addition of 5% is made. This 5% more would have helped the person to fetch rupees how much? 35 more. So means this 5% is equal to 35 rupees. So that way 5% is equal to 35 rupees, or 5% of the cost price is equal to 35 rupees. So you multiply this by 20. You multiply this by 20. So that will be 100% of cost. That will be equal to 35 into 20. That is 700 rupees very easily. This second option is your answer. These type of questions are very easy, and I will take them at a quick pace. An increase of rupees 3 in the selling price of an article turns a loss of 7.5% into a gain of 7.5%. The cost price of the article is C, students. First of all, let's say the CP is C. When I say there is a loss of 7.5%. So the SP is what? The SP is actually 92.5%, 92.5% of cost price. And when there is a gain of 7.5%, the thing is sold at 107.5% of C. C means cost price. Okay. So what is the difference here? Here it is minus 7.5. Here it is plus 7.5. I can say the difference is 15%. The difference is 15%, and this 15% is given to us as rupees 3. Okay, dear, an increase of rupees 3 in the selling price of an article turns a loss of 7.5 into a gain of 7.5, the cost price of the article. So I can say this 15% corresponds to 3 rupees. So that way, 5% will correspond to how much? 1 rupee. If you multiply this by 20, therefore the 100% will correspond to 20 rupees. Therefore, you can say CP is equal to 20 rupees. Okay, all my dear students. Should I move ahead? Just a second. I'm saving the file. Last time I did not save the file, it got corrupted somehow. The computer hanged, and that was I won't be able to provide you the previous file, but this I'll make sure that I provide it to you. Next question. The difference between the selling price of an article at a profit of 6% and 4% is rupees 2. The cost price of the article should be C, student. Difference of 6% profit and 4% profit. 6% profit and 4% profit is actually 2%. Profit is always calculated on CP, is actually 2% of CP. This is equal to 3. So the 100% of CP or the CP will be equal to what? You multiply this by 50. See how easy the questions are. Okay, you multiply this by 50. So that way CP is equal to 150 rupees. I hope you are getting these things. Next question is, a book vendor sold a book at a loss of 10%. Okay, the book vendor sold the book at a loss of 10%. Had he sold it for rupees 108 more, he would have earned a profit of 10%. See, students, what's happening is initially SP1 is what? There's a loss of 10%. How will you do it directly? You will say SP1 is equal to 90% of CP. If to this case you add rupees 108, you will reach a position where you will get a second SP. He would have earned a profit of 10%. Here there is 10% profit. Here there is a 10% loss. Okay, so this is 90% of CP. This is 110% of CP. I can say there is a change of 20%. Getting it 10% loss to 10% profit directly means 20% change. So this 20% of C, or 1/5 the cost price, is equal to 108 rupees. Therefore, the cost price is 108 into 5. That will be 540 rupees. 108 into 5. You can very easily do this. This is 540 rupees. I'm sure it must be clear to all of you. Okay, dear students, let's move to the next one. I think you must have got this concept very clearly now, and I need not do a lot of questions on this. Let me wind this up fast. There are many questions on this, but still, we will do whatever relevant we can find. See, this is different. By selling a table for 1140, a man loses 5%. Loss of 5% means that the article is sold at 95% of CP. So that way I can say 9 SP is equal to selling price 1 is equal to 95% of CP, or that is equal to 1140, or 19 by 20 C is equal to 1140. If you cancel this, you will get a 6. Okay, so that way C comes out to be 60 into 20 or 1200. Now what is required? What is required? The thing required is 5% profit. So the 5% profit means SP2 is what? 105% of C, or 21 by 20 of C. That will give you 21 by 20 of 1200. This will give you another 6. I will tell you a shortcut for this also, dear. So just give me a bit of time. This will give you a 60. That will give you 1260. Okay, so it's best method to do this sort of question is what? Let me use a thicker pen so that you may easily spot it when you are revising. See, initially this is 95%. 95% is 1140. You need to find 105%. This is X. You need to just find this. You just need to do 19 by getting a dear student. So X is what? X is 1140 into 21 by 19. That is all you needed to do. This will give you a 6. 6 into 21, 126 followed by a 0, 1260 rupees. You can directly do this. Okay. I will take a few more questions of this type, and I will do it this way only. Just give me a second. Yeah. A radio dealer sold a radio at 2.5% loss. Okay, initially the thing is sold at 97.5%. Had he sold it for rupees 100 more, he would have gained 7.5%. See, this is minus 2.5. Next time he reaches 107.5%. What does it mean? It means there is an addition of 10%. Okay, a radio dealer sold a radio at loss of 2%. Had he sold it for rupees 100 more, he would have gained. So this 10% means this is rupees 100 rupees. Clear? 10% means 100 rupees. So therefore 100% means how much? 100% means 1000 rupees. In order to gain 12.5, 12.5%, therefore final SP will be what? 12.5% extra. Or I can say profit is what? This is 100 rupees. Profit is what? 12.5%. That will be 125 rupees. SP will be what? Sum of these two, 1125. So easily done. Okay, dear students, let's move to the next one. See. Now let's see. Now I'll apply that shortcut which I was telling you. By selling a fan for rupees 600, a man loses 10%. Losing 10% means 90. This 90 corresponds to 600. To make a gain of 20%. To make a gain of 20%, it becomes 120. 120 corresponds to X. Directly done. This is 3 is to 4, this must also be 3 is to 4, that will be 800. Or if you want to still solve, 600 into 4 by 3, that is x will be 800 rupees. Quite easily done. Okay. Let me increase the size. A merchant fixed the selling price of his articles at rupees 700 after adding 40% profit to the cost price. As the sale was very low at this price level, he decided to fix the selling price at 10% profit. Find the new selling price. See students, SP1 upon SP2. What is the SP1? That is 140%. That was 700 rupees. But this did not work, so he made a profit of 10%. So the SP2 is 110%. This is, let's say, x. You have to find this. So what do you need to do? Just this is 14 by 11. 14 by 11 is equal to 700 by x, or x comes out to be, you can calculate, this is 50 into 11, 550. The thing was, if 140% is equal to 700, then what will be 110%? That is being asked to do, nothing else. Just think about it. We have done this concept thoroughly. See, this also will be done so easily. By selling a tape recorder for 951 loses 5%. Losing 5% means 95% corresponds to 950. What percent shall one gain by selling it for rupees 1040? Let's say this is x. This is being sold at 1040. Okay, let's say this is x percent. You can remove the percentage sign from both. 95 corresponds to 950. This is 10. You carry this. So what do you get? X is equal to 104%. Profit is how much? 4%. So easily done. You must be thorough with this concept now. Let's move to the next one. Or maybe I should take one more question of this type. Next class I will start later on. Let's take one more question of this type. See, similar to what I intend to teach you now. By selling a bicycle for 42850, a shopkeeper gains 14%. 14% gain means 114%. 114% is 2850. If the profit is reduced to 8%, reduced to 8% means 1080. What will be the new selling price? Let it be S. You have to solve this, nothing else. So you just need to calculate this. You can do it how? The zero is actually yes. You can very easily keep it as 57 by 54 is equal to 2850 by S. And I'm 100% sure this will be cancelled by this. Look, how come 28500 can be written as 2500 plus 350? 57 written again, 50 plus 7. 30 times of this, 30 times of this, totally cancelled. Okay, so what does it mean? It means 1 by 54 is equal to 30 by S. That way, S is equal to 30 into 54. That will be 1620 rupees. Did I do some mistake? Just give me a second. Then the selling price will be by selling up. Just give me a second. Oh, this is 50. I'm sorry, this is 50. Okay, so this is 50 into 54. That will be 2700 rupees. Okay, dear students. This part we have done, and we have done reasonable number of questions. We have done 4 exercises so far. Tomorrow we will meet again for the next exercise. Tomorrow also I'll take 2, 3, 4 exercises, because since I've done so much basics in the first class, so I'm sure whatever I take in the further classes you will be easily able to grasp, and we'll be doing more exercises in the next coming classes. I have basically divided this chapter into 12 exercises. Four out of those four we have done. The remaining 8 exercises aren't that big, so hopefully I will do those 8 exercises in maybe 2 to 3 classes maximum. So, but before leaving, I'll still insist you students, you won't succeed if you see me solving the question. You will succeed only if you solve the question yourself. You have to write them yourself. You have to practice them as much as possible. This is very crucial time. Once gone, it won't ever come back. Kindly study as much as possible. Okay. All the best. Take care. Bye bye.